This satellite view shows the Strait of Hormuz. At its narrowest point, only 21 miles of water separate Iran from the Arabian Peninsula. Every day, 20% of the world's oil supply flows through this single geographical bottleneck. Traffic is currently at a standstill. Over the last 6 weeks, Iranian forces have seeded this commercial corridor with modern, smart sea mines. This diagram illustrates the Mach 3 mine. It sits anchored to the seabed, tethered 60 feet below the surface. It does not wait for physical contact. Instead, it actively listens for the specific magnetic and acoustic signature of a massive metal ship. Small, light vessels can sail directly over it without ever triggering a sensor. The sensors only arm when a large, heavy metal hull enters the vertical kill zone. Once the mine identifies a target of sufficient mass, it detonates upward. This is a very large crude carrier, capable of hauling 2 million barrels of oil. While the lanes remain closed, ships like this are forced to wait at anchor, racking up $80,000 a day in war risk insurance premiums. The U.S. Navy's primary tool for clearing these lanes is the USS Pioneer. She is 34 years old, and her entire hull is constructed from wood and fiberglass. Wood and fiberglass lack the magnetic footprint required to trigger a smart mine. Protecting the world's most vital economic artery depends entirely on the survival of this aging, vulnerable wooden hull. Clearing a smart minefield requires an integrated technological ecosystem. No single platform in the U.S. inventory has the sensors or range to handle the entire water column alone. The first layer is the MH-60S Seahawk helicopter. It uses a specialized blue-green laser pod to scan the water and carries wire-guided torpedoes to destroy contacts from the air. This depth chart shows the helicopter's limitation. Its laser penetrates only 30 feet. Deeper threats remain invisible. So the Navy handles the deeper zone by deploying an unmanned robot boat safely below this window, dragging a heavy decoy rig. The decoy mimics the signature of a 300,000-ton tanker. Deepwater mines read the fake footprint and detonate into empty water. However, the robot boat is too deep for the shallows. As the ocean floor rises, it must turn back to avoid grounding. This leaves the coastal shallows as a unique problem. High-speed assets can clear the deep water, but they cannot reach the narrow 3-mile strip closest to the hostile shore. The USS Pioneer is the only ship capable of entering those uncleared shallows. Its lack of a magnetic signature allows it to navigate directly over the minefield without waking up the sensors on the floor. The Pioneer deploys its own tethered robots to hunt the specific mines the helicopter missed, identifying and detonating them one by one. But the Pioneer has a critical blind spot. Its wooden construction and slow 5-knot clearing speed leave it completely defenseless against a conventional attack from the shore. The threat escalates when an Iranian coastal battery locks an active fire control radar onto the slow-moving minesweeper. A supersonic anti-ship missile launched from this range would reach the Pioneer in 30 seconds. At that speed, the weapon's 300-pound warhead would easily shatter the wooden hull. The Navy counters this with the final layers of the ecosystem: a destroyer with 96 missile cells providing immediate fire support, and the EA-18G Growler electronic warfare jet. The Growler exploited the Iranian radar lock by transmitting directly into their command network. By overriding their internal nodes, the jet forced the hostile fire control systems offline, signaling that the U.S. was inside their network before a single missile could clear the rail. Success in this constrained environment relies on this interdependence. The Pioneer clears the path, the Growler disables the sensors, and the destroyer provides heavy firepower that keeps the batteries from firing back. Even with this technological stack, some anomalies on the seafloor cannot be verified by robots. The final step of the process requires a Navy diver to swim down and physically confirm the explosive before it can be neutralized. After 13 hours, the operation is successful. 23 mines are destroyed, and the tanker safely transits the strait. As the task group finishes its run, activity resumes along the Iranian coastline. An unmarked wooden fishing boat slips into the newly cleared lane. It moves at fishing speed, quietly dropping a brand new Mach 7 mine through a cargo hatch and onto the sand. This loop defines the modern conflict in the strait. There is no permanent military victory here. There is only the daily, repetitive routine of renting a temporary solution